Well, hey, neighbor, it's me, Angie. Come on in. We are around the table today. James had to work days, so we are going to meet around the table. Oh my goodness, it is so hot outside. I wanted so badly to get outside and do our neighborhood chat. Just ride around, find a little shade. There's no shade. There's no shade in my yard. It is so hot. So I decided to stay here under the air. The coolness, this controlled environment. Because I'm used to the controlled environment. But I'm so happy you're here. I am so happy you decided to come join me at my table. And we can have another neighborhood chat. Now each week, I don't know from week to week what our chat's going to be about. Not till you arrive. And then as you drive up, you come in, you get your drink, you get your snack, your sweets, or you could have something savory. I have leftovers. We actually had hamburger steak and gravy last night. My daughter and son-in-law came over. She's actually looking pregnant now. Her little belly's pooching out. But anyway, it just shows me the blessings that God has bestowed upon me. And I hope every day you look for those blessings that are bestowed upon you and kind of let the things that aren't so nice and kind fade out and let the good things overcome the bad things. Not that we don't need to recognize, things that are within ourselves that we need to change, but we need to direct those things that people are doing to us or people that are causing pain in our life they need to fade out. They don't need to be in our life. We need to live a peaceful life. Today's neighborhood chat's going to be about living in peace. Living in peace with your neighbor and your family and your friends and your acquaintances. It seems like there's always somebody puffed up, mad, angry, talking about you, saying negative things about you, wanting you to fix things in your life that only you can fix, and it's really none of their business. They should love you anyway. Over 56 years, I've had to fix a lot of things. Yes, because I had some bad things written on my slate when I was a young person. So I had to get that erasable pad, that erases things and erase some things off my slate. And it's taken me a while. Because we don't get those things off our slate in a matter of minutes. Now, some things we may, but the deeper the pain, the deeper we suffer, the harder it is for us to erase that out of our lives. Now, some of you have suffered things that I can't even imagine. And I may have gone through some things that you would never imagine. But if we're working on ourselves, we don't have time to worry about somebody else and why they're acting the way they're acting. And oh my goodness, just because somebody is having a good time in their life now and they're not going through any heartaches, don't be jealous of them. Don't bring hatred to them because it seems like they have it all together and everything's just coming up roses on their side of the world. No, it may not be. They just may have joy through the pain. Because a lot of times I suffer in a lot of physical pain, but no one would ever know it because I carry that pain and I know I have to endure it. So I don't let it get me down too often. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you some days it doesn't get to me and I just can't hardly bear it. But most of the time I just accept it and I say, I'm going to look for the good in today. I'm going to find the beautiful things that you have to offer me. Because I find myself the days go by so much easier when that happens. Oh yes, come on in, sit down. Sit down beside me and let's just have joy together. Because that should be what we want, is peace. If somebody's bringing things to your life that's not peace, you need to say bye-bye. Life's too short. I don't need you here if you can't bring peace. Now, there's nothing wrong with helping someone that has a problem, but don't let it consume you, because you matter. You need to take care of you. Be healthy, because if you can't be healthy, how can you help someone else? Yeah, you should have empathy for others, but don't let their life be more important than your life. And I know in our Christian faith it says we need to lay our life down for our brother. Yeah, I know it says that. But I think that means for a short time. I don't think you should just give yourself over to someone and to the point where you don't matter, because you do matter. I've said that over and over again. You have a purpose and you matter. Well, as we bring peace and joy and kindness and faithfulness and love into our life, all that other stuff seems to fade away. And you might ask yourself, well, how do I do that? It's me, Angie. How do I wake up when my mind will not stop thinking about how this person has hurt me, how they have done so many bad things to me, how they've caused me so much pain? Well, I would say to you, change your perception. Move on to something else. It may not happen instantly, but it's okay to move on from that person. Because once they realize what they had, sometimes you don't realize what you have until you lose it or you don't have it anymore. Maybe that's what that person needs to find out, what it's like not to have you. And it's okay for people to suffer, because we've talked about this before. Suffering is not a bad thing. It causes us to grow and mature and change and become the person that we're supposed to become. Now, I can't fathom why someone doesn't want to grow into something bigger and better than what they are, and why they would want to just stay in the same state, sad, angry, bitter, vindictive, manipulative. I can't comprehend that, and I'm so glad that I can't. But the ones of you that want to move on and grow and become, the light. You want to shine on people's darkness. You want to shine and bring joy into their life. Because once that happens, oh my goodness, you will see so many wonderful things happen in your life, because you're giving out those beautiful gifts of joy and peace and love, and you bring happiness to people's lives, not anger and resentment. I don't know why people want to stay in that state, but some people do. And of course, I have the Christian faith, and I read things in the book that I read, and I come across 7 things that God hates. And I thought, this is interesting, and I knew it was in Proverbs. And I said, let me read this. 7 things that God hates. Eyes that are arrogant. God doesn't like someone that thinks they're better than everybody else, and everybody else is beneath them. And the eyes are what people see you define your soul and see who you really are. They see you through your eyes. And the next thing is a tongue that lies. You know, we have people that just lie for no reason, when the truth would be better. You know, just as they're talking, they just telling lies. They may be spreading lies about you, about me. We have family members that do the same thing, that just lie when the truth would be better. Now, have I ever told a lie? Well, absolutely I have. I'm human. I have lied before. But I quickly get this voice inside me that says, is that really what you intended to say? Why would you say that? And I quickly correct it. But some people just live to lie. I don't know. Hands that murder the innocent. Now that's a deep one. That's really deep. You know, a heart that hatches evil plots. Do you know you have people out there that are just thinking about something they can do to you that's evil? Or maybe they could start a rumor about you. Or maybe they could do something to you that would cause you pain and suffering. Yeah. There are people out there that stay up all night trying to bring harm to people. I can't imagine that. What kind of life is that? Narcissistic, self-centered? That's not for me. Look out for those that they hatch evil against you. There cannot be any trust there for sure. Doesn't mean you can't love them. It just means you can't trust them. Feet that race down a wicked track. People that want to keep on the road of things that are not nice to do to people. They want to stay there. Some want to be spectators. They want to see the evil that people are doing to others. They actually want to watch it. You know, they get enjoyment out of seeing somebody hurt and feel pain. I don't. That doesn't bring me joy to see somebody hurt or someone intentionally hurt someone. That actually hurts me. A mouth that lies under oath. There's that lying thing again. You know, if you're asked to tell the truth and you absolutely do not tell it, God hates that. He doesn't like that. Oh, now this last one. Get this last one. Listen closely. A troublemaker in the family. God hates that. Oh my goodness. And that word family, that could mean not just your immediate family. You know, people that are maybe your church family or your YouTube family or just anything that you constitute is a family to you. The one that is the troublemaker, God hates that. He doesn't like that at all. Because what's the point in starting trouble amongst people? I mean, if you know something that somebody said about somebody else, why do you want to run and tell them? Now, I know that some people are saying, well, they're my friend. I want them to know what other people are saying about them. Well, you know, my theory is what other people are saying about me is none of my business. Now, if it's going to bring physical harm to me, oh yeah, I want to know it. But maybe they misunderstood what the person said, or maybe they're not delivering the message quite like it was presented. And then that separates people. And God's not about separation. He's about being inclusive, you know, and not exclusive. We got to come together And for some reason, everybody wants to be number one. What is that about? They want to be right up there on top. That's a big responsibility when you're on top. And you're having to have everyone follow your example. That's just not something taken lightly. And the ones that don't want to be up there are the ones that know what a responsibility it is to be up there and be an example to everyone else. It's not easy. But you have those that want to be seen, want to be heard, want to be, they're the greatest. They, and just go on and on and on. And you can't talk about them enough. They still want you to pat them on the back, sing their praises. And yet they're the ones that are spreading the rumors, separating good friends, walking that track of watching everybody get hurt. You can't get to the top like that. And anyway, it's it's kind of lonely. I don't think I've ever been at the top of stuff. I've never had that desire to be number one and everybody pay me attention. I've kind of sit back and just let things happen. But you have some people that just want to be noticed for everything they do and everything they say. And they do it for that reason. You can never be blessed if you do it for that reason. I was thinking about this the other day. When you give something to somebody, you have to give it freely. That once you give something to somebody, it's no longer yours. You can't tell them how they're supposed to, what they're supposed to do with it. You can't tell them how they're supposed to use it. Because if you do, then you've not let go of it. You've not freely give it to them. So when you give something to somebody, make sure that's what you really want to do. Because when I give things away, it's no longer mine. And people can freely do with it whatever they want. They can give it away. They can give it to a friend. They can put it in the garbage. But I freely gave it to them. Do I want them to enjoy it? Yes, I do. But if they think someone else can enjoy it even more than they would, yes, I want them to give it away. Just remember, the whole world does not revolve around you. I know that's shocking, isn't it? And we should want to find, number one, love. Love for one another. Number two, hope, peace, joy. We don't want to be talebearers, do we? Someone that goes around telling, that just gossips and tells stuff. And you have that group of people that just wait to listen. Oh, let me tell you what I heard. Let me tell you what happened in this person's life. Some people get enjoyment out of other people's suffering. I know. I can't imagine that either. So when you go to bed at night, you can't seem to fall asleep because you have all this stuff going on in your head. Start thinking about, why am I like this? Is there something I need to change? Is there some reason that, am I angry at someone? Have I not forgiven someone for what they did to me? I think women are a lot worse than men are about holding on to things, but women can hold on to things for lots of years and they won't let it go when somebody does something to them. They'll hold on to it and hold on to it. I don't do that anymore. Somebody does something to me, I quickly just say, I forgive them. I can't carry that baggage around. I can't carry that negativity around of wanting to lash back at that person, or wanting to be angry or not speak to them. You know, I had an aunt that didn't speak to her daughter for 7 years. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it was because her daughter got a divorce and she didn't want her to. I can't imagine myself not speaking to Taylor for 7 years. That even upsets me and makes me want to cry right now to think about it. No, forgiveness is something you have to do for yourself in order for you to be able to live in peace. And I would much rather let the God I serve take care of them than anything that I could ever do to them. Because, and I know it depends on the offense, because when it comes to my children and you do something to one of my children, the mama bear comes out of me and I want you to suffer. But I've had to learn to tame that. But I know some offenses can be bad. And it takes time to forgive someone. And it can't happen overnight. But just begin to let it go. And just say to yourself, I forgive them. I forgive them. I don't want them. Because see, if you don't, they're still a part of you. They still are a part of your memory and your thoughts. And if they've hurt you really bad, you gotta let them go in order to get healthy. I'm speaking from experience. I'm not just telling you this because it's something that I've heard that you should do. No, I've lived it. And letting it go is the most freeing thing that you could ever do. Smile. You know, find your people. You know, if somebody doesn't want to be around you, there are people that do. There are people that will love you, cherish you, support you. You just need to let go of the ones that are bringing you down and causing you to suffer, because they get enjoyment out of that. And friend, don't let anyone ever do you that way, because you are beautiful and you deserve to be loved, to be cherished, to be valued. Don't ever forget that. And if there's someone out there that's not doing that for you, and they're not willing to change it, you've got to move on. Life's too short. Life is too short. Believe me when I say that. It's going to catch up with you one day, and 15 years is going to go by, and you're going to look back and say, why did I carry all that garbage for that long? Why didn't I let go of this years ago? I didn't know it could feel so good. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Reach out to people. Love people. Love them unconditionally. Not that you want something from them. Not that you want them to give you things. Not that you think you're going to receive something from them. But just because that's the right thing to do. And with that being said, neighbor, this has been our neighborhood chat. Remember, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, share, subscribe, become my neighbor. I would love for you to. Oh, and don't forget, comment. I love your comments. I get so many good comments on my videos. And remember, I'm available here for you. My email's in my About page. Just email me. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Bye.